Before we start, I quickly wanted to mention that the subtitles on these videos are auto-generated with DaVinci Resolve. So if I by accident left in anything, just ignore it and just trust your ears. Also, I just quickly wanted to mention that I have a Patreon. Down below, most of my stuff that I show you in the videos can be downloaded on the Patreon. So in today's video, we are going to be breaking down the Batters remix I did. Skrillex, Peekaboo, G-Rex, Flowdown, Big Tune. Alright, the project file of this edit is gonna be downloadable at the end of this video. Also for FL Studio users, y'all gonna have the stems for it. So if you're not an Ableton user, don't worry, you're gonna have the stems downloadable on Patreon. It's free for Patreon subscribers, but don't worry, if you don't like subscriptions, there's this new feature on Patreon where you can just go up onto my page and you can buy individual posts, so you don't have to be subscribed. So if you just want to buy one singular post, you can just click on it, buy it. It's going to be the same price as a monthly subscription. So, you know, the monthly subscription is much bigger value, but if you don't like them, you don't like them. So there's an option for you as well. But let's get cracking. Let's see what this track is made of.
Catch them, rack them, stack them. When you gotta run my bike, fresh out the pump, never stay or dry. And when they see me jump out to the right, Saturn Nosphere, so me send boy, copy let me see the gal in wine. When party, keep my thoughts on a baby night. Tell them I move them waistline, big lights up. Killing gets bust, shots off it, one tequila, can't run my drive. I don't drink, so you know what I want for the night. Gas on the M, pull up to the gate fast. Friends of the bar, say time from autumn, summer. Now see like a new banners round me, heavy blood clot night. Yeah, banners round me. Batters round me, yeah, batters round me, blood clot night, yeah, batters round me, batters round me, yeah, batters round me, yeah, wild for the night, batters round me, batters round me, batters round me, batters round me, wild for the night.
Let's get this thing rolling. Okay, so first of all, let's check out this intro. First of all, I have this super clean 808. And on the whole intro, I don't have sidechaining apart from kick to the sub or kick to the 808. So let's turn these on and off. This is the bass 808. I just use a little noise and a little sine distortion. Then a little saturator hard curve. Cutting off the high end a little bit. All clean, all Gucci. For drums, I use Nosphere Trap Kick 4. You can find this kick sample in my first drum pack, which is up here on the screen. You can get it, it's like 30 bucks, pretty cheap. I basically just clip the hell out of it. Then a typical trappy snare. Quarter note hi-hats. And then the iconic Lex Luger Vox sample. I just love it. To stay true to the original, a G-Rex crash from the G-Rex sample pack, which is insane. So you should get the G-Rex sample pack as well. And I found this, I was looking for one-shot samples on Splice, and I just came across this loop, which was immediately captivating for me. So yeah, it's an insane loop. I just wrote the beat around the loop, and this is what it came to be.
Catch them, rack them, stack them. When you gotta run my bike, fresh out the pump, never stay or dry. And when they see me jump out to the right, Saturn Nosphere, so me send boy, copy let me see the gal in wine. When party, keep my thoughts on a baby night.
Then I wanted a future garage break. And I was looking for snares for, I remember in one older Virtual Riot tutorial, he was talking about a crane sample pack or a crane snare, I think it was called, like a bamboo snare. And I was looking for those in Splice. I found the loop that I wanted to create. Like I had an idea in my head and this was exactly that. So I found this. So essentially what I did was put that in there, change it a little bit with frequency shifter, because originally the kick was too low, but then I ended up just replacing the kick altogether because I just wanted it to be more clean because the original one had too much distortion. So I use a super distorted low end kick. I believe this ghost snare is just here because I needed a sidechain trigger for the snare. So at this point, I'm sidechaining probably. Or I'm probably just sidechaining on the channels, yeah. But let's check out the build-up elements. So I have this vocal. Then I have the G-Rex crash with the reverb, I believe. No reverb. Okay, I have this Reese. This was my original idea, but it didn't work out as I wanted it to, so I just made it quiet and it's kind of acting like a background element. Simple sub. Playing a little melody. I also have these. Basic distorted stuff. I can turn the effects on and off, but it's gonna be hella boring. I'm gonna make it loud until I do the effect stuff. So basic square with a 1 octave jump. Erosion. Overdrive, phaser. This is kind of like a much more linear OTT kind of multiband compression type deal. And then just making it quiet. Then the vocal repeating, obviously, and Cashmere exhausts. That's about it. To quickly show you the drop, I'm just gonna go over what I use on the sound design stages. So I just wanted something gnarly, so I just did this bass. But it wasn't enough, so I froze the original patch, which was a little bit different. And then both together sound like this. Actually, let me turn off the distortion on the group. So they sound like that. The processing on it is really simple. It's just a fake disperser, couple of compressors, and a couple of EQs, stereoizer, nothing too crazy. Without the effects, it sounds like this. There's not a lot of stuff going on around here in Serum. It's just emphasizes the processing. So the original sound I had was this Monster 4 with the filter movement with a sub, which is EQ'd out here, but then the hyper dimension on the mix, no dimension because that fucks up your stereo, phaser, compressor, EQ, and then I believe a filter. Distortion was not used at the end, I believe. Yeah, and then this little guy was extracted from this section of the sound. As you can see, the waveform is almost the same. So it's this little guy pasted out here, triplet style. And then the magic comes from spectral time again. So originally it sounded like this. It's not even stretched, it's just this section here. I'm just gonna go spectral time. Tilt is on the plus side, almost 40 milliseconds with a little bit of spray. EQing it so the high end is more elevated. Then Camel Crusher for some simple single band compression. And then a bad quality reverb to give it some room. That's basically the whole track. I go back and forth with this and a sustained version of the same Serum patch. And then a couple of background elements like strings. Also choir shots. and a standard sub bass. This weird glitch you hear all the time is actually a gross beat. You can do this with a Melda, M-Rhythmizer, or Shaper Box as well, but M-Rhythmizer is much better because you can actually automate the time. So I automate the scratch here and then automate the dry wet as well, because if I leave everything else, it kind of sounds dumb. If I leave it there, it sounds like this, which obviously can sound cool on its own at certain points, but I'd rather have just a fill because I used it as a turnaround for the next section. Apart from that, I have this saturator to give it some glue, you know, subs together with the mids, and then just change around a whole bunch of things. But you can download this whole project and you can actually check out everything that's in here, so you can explore it on your own. I just wanted to demo it for you. Small little disclaimer here, not every effect chain is gonna be in the project because I use a lot of external stuff sometimes. I don't exactly remember the processing on all of these, so there might be some changes effects wise compared to what you've seen here. Just be aware of that because obviously no one will have the exact same amount of plugins I use in a project. So yeah, let's check out the second drop and what I changed. Okay, so here the strings on a higher octave, and also used these in a different rhythm. That's the whole thing basically, and changed the rhythm of the sub as well. My favorite part is here when I pitched this down -5 semitones and it sounds like this. With these, with the sub, hell yeah, I love this song so much. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm actually working on a how to tear out tutorial and this is probably going to be the how to Nosphere tutorial. It's not that crazy, but this is essentially what I do most of the time. So yeah, also wanted to thank you all for watching my videos, supporting, commenting, sharing it around, liking it, subscribing. It's been a pretty positive experience so far. YouTube has been booming recently compared to what I did before, so extreme props to y'all. See you guys in the next one. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to check out my website for a lot of high quality Serum and Vital presets and drum samples. You can also support me on Patreon, where I upload bass music specific tutorial content every single month. Peace.